During peak check-in hours at a busy early 20th century hotel, the entire operation bottlenecks at the front desk. The primary tool for managing all this chaos was the bedroom journal. This was a massive daily diary where clerks recorded guest names, dates, and room numbers line by line, reading left to right across a flat horizontal page. Because the ink was static on the page, any change disrupted the entire sequence. Adding a walk-in guest or handling a cancellation required staff to physically erase entries, cross names out, or squeeze new information into the margins. As hotels expanded to hundreds of rooms, this horizontal ledger reached a physical limit. The mess of scribbled notes and overlapping dates inevitably led to lost records and double-booked rooms. The industry hit a scaling ceiling because its primary method of data storage was too rigid to handle the volume. In 1940, the Whitney Duplicating Check Company introduced a system that moved hotel record-keeping from the desk to the wall. Their innovation lifted data off the desk and organized it onto a massive vertical wall rack. These metal racks were engineered for efficiency. Managers mounted them at a 60-degree angle behind the front desk, providing perfect visibility of the board. By stacking the records vertically, the staff could manage hundreds of individual room records and overlapping dates without requiring any additional counter space. The Whitney system shifted record-keeping from a stationary page to a modular board, creating the hospitality industry's first mechanical database. The core unit of this new database was a small, standard-sized piece of paper known as a Whitney slip or a Shannon slip. Instead of freehand notes, every slip followed a standardized data architecture, with distinct zones for name, dates, room type, and rate. Once filled, this slip inserted into a rigid aluminum carrier, transforming paper into a durable, mobile data block. The real ingenuity was how these carriers interacted with the wall rack. The aluminum frames were designed to slide smoothly along vertical metallic tracks. This sliding action solved the static journal problem. When a new reservation came in, the clerk simply pushed the existing carriers apart and inserted the new record exactly where it belonged, in perfect alphabetical or chronological order. This physical flexibility allowed for the dynamic insertion and retrieval of records, a modular approach to data management that modern computer systems would later automate. Managing a hotel requires tracking variables like room cleanliness and guest check-ins, rapid operational changes that basic text slips couldn't quickly convey. To solve this, the Whitney system utilized transparent colored flags slipped directly over the paper records. A green flag communicated an assigned but changeable room. For VIPs, a purple flag locked the assignment, and a red flag indicated the VIP was currently occupying it. These colored flags acted as physical metadata. Without having to read a single word, hotel managers possessed a color-coded dashboard of the entire building's operational status at a single glance. The Whitney system was highly effective for properties with up to 150 rooms, but it reached its limit in massive city hotels with high-volume turnover. The friction point was the manual labor required to update the board. If a large group canceled their stay, clerks had to locate, remove, and resort hundreds of physical slips by hand, consuming hours of labor. In the 1970s, the industry began adopting central reservation systems. Large mainframe computers finally replaced the aluminum carriers with magnetic storage. While the computers replaced the metal tracks, they didn't change the underlying workflow. The database logic and standardized data fields established by the Whitney system provided the exact blueprint for the software. Physical remnants of this organizational era still exist globally, often preserved as decorative letter and key pigeonholes in boutique or historic properties. The system also left behind a permanent linguistic legacy. When you book a room today and hear the term rack rate, it refers directly to the undiscounted price that clerks use to manually post on these physical room racks. The Whitney system provided the mechanical framework for the digital era. It taught the hospitality industry to organize its operations through a centralized, modular database long before